We're all holding out hope for this.
Say anything.
Yeah.
We're live.
Go. Well, welcome everybody and good evening. I'd like to call to order the July 8th, 2026 EAC monthly meeting. We all received the agenda and the minutes. Are there any edits, objections? I know we've had some prior to. We've had, and they've been corrected, Katie, correct?
Correct, yes.
And new minutes were sent out. Anything in addition to those clarifications or edits? Okay, can I have a motion to approve those minutes?
A motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Very good. There are none. Okay, Nadia.
Hi. So I went out and I knocked off most of the paving program. I will update that for you.
Thank
I have
you.
it on paper. I just keep reading.
Yeah.
Just in the same Google sheet is fine.
Can you define what you just said? How many did you do?
All except for like 4 or 5 streets.
Wow.
So we got most of it. We wrapped up the 2023, 2024. So we're on the 2025. And there was we had an issue for the next person who does it. I know it's going to the DPW. We had sealant issues.
How old is that? Is that glue?
Predates me.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's been
Struggling.
6 to 8 years
Yes.
old.
Okay.
At least it was not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we stopped because we ran out of materials. There's still plenty of the stickers. Those are at the DPW building, I guess now, or somewhere.
Been here, yep.
Okay. Yeah, we got off all that we could, but we found a water main break too, I think.
Oh.
Good. So it's eventful. And it's being integrated into the DPW paving program now. So hopefully that should just be more of an up-to-date thing. But I don't know. Do you want me to go ahead and finish the last 4 if we end up getting the materials?
It's really up to you.
Okay.
The Public Works Department can backfill those
Okay.
once the 26 paving program is done.
Okay.
They can do 25 and 26 and bring that up to date.
Okay.
But I had talked to, I think maybe Jeff about this. We'll just be incorporating this into our paving program moving forward. So once the roadways are done, we'll be just putting the decals on the inlets. So that we don't need to, and not that,
Yeah.
Nadia, your work was fantastic, but that we don't need to be chasing. We were all the way back to 2023
Yeah.
on finishing some inlets. So just to stay on top of that.
Yeah, and just one other thing.
Out of EAC.
Correct.
Yeah.
Perfect. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Just one other thing we noticed doing that, some of the streets we went on were actually completed. They just weren't marked. But the way they were doing them, they were putting them on the road and they were getting knocked off. So we found them just littering the streets,
Mhm.
decals. So that might
Yeah.
just be something to watch.
Yeah, so
forward.
we thought too, we'd talk about the materials and how we do them and what we buy. When a snowplow hits them consistently, they're gonna go flying eventually. So we talked about maybe changing that material, how we install them themselves, but we will continue to do this in-house moving.
That is
forward.
great. Nadia, fantastic work. Did you have any other students helping you?
No,
Just her and Kurt on
It
our Public
was-
Works Department.
it was not more than a 2-person job.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, great work.
Thank you.
Anything else, Nadia?
No, not really. I think that's probably it.
Is this your last meeting?
No, I have one more.
You'll
I
be here in
leave. I
August?
got my official move out date. I leave. Have to leave here, be all packed out and gone. 8:30 a.m. We're leaving on the 23rd of August. So that's Sunday. So,
Okay. So you'll be at the August meeting then?
yes.
Okay. Very good. Okay, anything else for Nadia? Thank you, Nadia. Okay, on to project updates. Tree program, Audrey.
So I was not invited to the meeting, but as I understand it, the tree subcommittee has been dissolved. So we do have some events planned for October 17th. So we have the tree adoption and I believe the tree tender program as well, which can hold up to 25 people. So Bernie's been forwarding me some of that information. And I believe we have a meeting scheduled online with you to talk to the tree adoption people from Tree Pittsburgh to get that.
Has that been scheduled?
Not finalized yet.
Yeah, I saw time.
The woman from Tree Pittsburgh is on vacation this week, was on vacation last week.
They gave a date and times when both of them were available. I know I said I was available.
Okay, I thought about
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll finalize that.
Can I ask, did you say it had been dissolved,
Yes.
the subcommittee?
Mhm.
Does that affect that remarkable tree contest or
No, I don't think it should. That's up
No.
in,
something separate?
Yeah, and to just sort of clarify what Audrey's talking about, so John Schwem, town manager, myself, and Jeff and Bernie had met to talk about the tree subcommittee. And what really came out of that was that any subcommittee of this committee needs to consist of members of this committee. And some of the individuals on that official committee are not members of the EAC. And I had a brief conversation with Jeff and Melissa today about is a more robust volunteer network. So not necessarily folks that are making recommendations or sort of, setting up programming, but things that they're doing, might be helping with tree planting, management of invasives, trail management, those types of things. So if the tree committee wants to continue to live on, it can be Audrey, or it can be 3 members of this committee that want to work on an official tree subcommittee capacity. But anybody else would be a tree volunteer to this committee.
Would a tree volunteer be allowed to, if they were to still meet with tree volunteers to come together and discuss how events would run, things like that? Is that allowed
We
still?
can talk about that capacity internally. We just want to be really clear about sort of because you've all gone through this arduous vetting process to be on the EAC. You met with town council made the recommendation to appoint each one of you individually. Other individuals that are volunteering that haven't gone through that same process, we want to be respectful of that structure. So that's sort of where we landed with the tree subcommittee.
Okay, the Remarkable Tree Program, I think as I saw the last number, there's 2. But I wanted to let you know that at the Garden and Park, Liz is going to give me a large poster board of that same that same information that's on the website. So I'm going to have that at the Garden and Park. And I'm also going to have one for the deer program as well. Homeowners, not hunters. So hopefully we can advertise it there too. Mhm.
that's all I have.
Okay, anything else for Audrey? Okay, Rain Garden, any updates there, Jim?
There's just a lot of work going on back there. I have been a little afraid to,
They were blocked off. I couldn't.
it's blocked out. They're doing some kind of paving, something or other. I think they're widening the road over there, so I haven't attempted to go back there because.
I think they're doing some paving, like.
Mhm. There's a lot of heavy construction equipment going around it, and I'm just staying away right now. So that's the biggest thing. It's not, I've been doing other things that are native plant related. Like, we had the tour, we had, for Pollinator Week, I put together some information, but that's not exactly with Rain Garden, so
Yeah.
that could go someplace
We'll
else.
come back to that, but with Rain Garden, do you think that do you foresee us having a volunteer day at any time?
I would like to, it's just
Yeah, not now.
not right now. And it's one of those things where I think as we, as things clear up back there, I can take a look and say, like, is there enough work back here? Because I've heard from a couple people that they would like to do some kind of invasive work. As far as volunteer network, I even had somebody reach out to me today, like, hey, I'd be interested in doing some work. So yes, I would like to do some more things back there. So things clear up.
Katie, do you know the timeframe for?
We are waiting for Shields to finish paving back there. We're widening that driveway so that 2 cars can pass. And then there was some not single, I don't want to use that word. There was some uneven spots behind MFPAA that the stormwater that was causing some issues that Public Works is addressing right now while we're back there. But certainly I can keep you abreast of time frame and when we'll be done and we'll be out of there. something could be set up.
Just don't use the S word.
Yeah, there's not a single, promise you, not there.
So, okay, so we will, we'll obviously wait for that work to be done, and we can talk about, next meeting, we can come and talk about, what that looks like. And then
Right.
also, we have been, Katie and Melissa and I were just talking about how to build that volunteer network and build
Mhm.
something, so you're not just out there doing it by yourself and talking to a person here and a person there, how we can sort of formalize that
Right.
process better. So we can get you a troop of people.
Yes, and I have a couple people that have expressed interest, some people who did it before that I can pull back in.
Mhm.
Have you been historically, you've been organizing that yourself, like the group of volunteers?
There was, yes, there were a
Okay.
couple events here and there, but it was a little bit difficult and it's hard to plan when there's other events going on around the same time.
Mhm.
So when we have trash pickup or something in the spring, that makes it difficult. It's like, well, then I need to find additional volunteers.
You're right, people that want to come back out. Okay.
Joan, what I'm hearing is we already have existing rain gardens. And it's for people who want to come and work on them.
Yes, come and do maintenance on them.
Do we also have like ideas for people to do their own rain gardens on their property, on their property or something?
As far as I know, we haven't advertised information about how to do it.
Yeah.
Might be worth
idea, but
having
it's
like, because I know there's a couple of like native landscape people or something
Mm-hmm.
for like putting like and how to and the types of plants you want and where you would do and like how to dig out and
Right. Because I was completely inspired by that walk. That was a great walk. Thank you.
I wish I could have been there.
It was
I saw the pictures.
so
That should be something that could be highlighted on on the McCandless social media feed.
I know that Liz said that she was going to be going out at a separate date to
Okay.
take some pictures and
Good.
videos and things.
I did have a question about that. So if like 4 people from the committee wanted to go on that tour, we couldn't do that because that's a committee
So
meeting?
we talked about that, a couple of times. So, John, Trent and I had some concerns about having a quorum present at the garden tour because we never want to give the impression that there's potential for deliberation to take place or for recommendations to take place. There is, in doing further research, there's a provision of the Sunshine Act that allows for work sessions or sort of conferences for training.
Okay,
So in the future, unfortunately, that didn't come together, but in the future, we're comfortable couching that as a work training session.
okay, because we had
So-
also talked about like walking through some of the park.
That's a
Got it.
training because we need to know like
What to recommend.
recommending. We need
Yeah.
to see the spot.
So
Okay.
we will couch those that way. We're comfortable doing that. We have no problem doing that.
Okay,
We will say those are working sessions if discussion would ever come up. Not something that would be publicly advertised, not something that would,
Okay.
an address wouldn't appear. So, yes, thank you for pointing that out. And unfortunately, that had happened the way it did, and I apologize for those that wanted to attend but couldn't. But again, if she would be willing to do it again, or at a different time, or maybe in the fall or something like that, we can certainly make that happen.
yeah, but like maybe not like quite a workshop, but like a training session for like one of our quarterly talks or whatever at the library.
And she was discussing doing something like that for us too,
Yeah,
possibly in the spring.
great time to do it.
Fun
Yeah.
to do it quarterly, seasonally.
Yeah, and if we do, when we do the walk or when we do something like that again, then anything that we take away from that we want to advise council or we'll bring it to this meeting. So that's where we'll have that
Right.
conversation in this forum.
That's
So,
Great.
the way I've always seen it is we've always promoted groups to get together to go through different whatever aspect of things. But there's never, the only way we can do anything is if we bring it forward here and vote on it, and then it goes to council.
mhm.
And but having education sessions outside is the only way, like, that gives board members a chance, council, committee members a chance to get to know each other better and share ideas and things like that. That's the way I've always approached it.
Wonderful. Okay, good. So with rain gardens, then we'll pick it back up next meeting.
Yes.
And we'll try to get something going. So we have at least one working
Mhm.
session on the rain garden.
I would like that, yes.
Okay, good, wonderful. Okay, anything else for Joanna? All right, Climate Action Plan.
So few of us met last week, was that only last week, to discuss the climate action plan and follow-up steps. We're going to be coming together again next Wednesday to proceed based on information that we're researching on our own in the meantime. Do any of you three have anything to add to that before I cover one of them? Okay. Yeah.
You had mentioned that the summer students.
Yes. So
Okay.
I was gonna bring that one up next. So Jeff and I actually attended a follow-up to the LCAP program with the University of Oregon State College
Yeah, State College, yeah.
yesterday. They gave us options on how you can continue to get help from them, as well as a couple other resources past the LCAP program. So we took some notes and we'll be able to consider implementing some of their other use cases to help the town progress some of these initiatives and other similar ones, whether we're putting a focus on energy conservation, solar, or other things later on. There's a lot of really great resources there. But we also still had the offer from our LCAP student who's on a
Yes.
summer break right now and has the ability to help us.
Yeah.
So we're going to reach out to ask you, Jeff, are you okay with the three of us meeting with her? Did you want to still be involved in that since we're limited? to
Oh,
three
no,
people?
you guys need, yeah, absolutely.
Great.
That is great.
I'm gonna follow up with Peter and we're gonna get some time on the calendar so that we'll have weekly meetings with her again to keep her involved with these next step processes. So,
What a huge win. What a huge win for McCandless. That is great news.
and on that note, one thing that this program is also able to do for us moving forward, if we wanted an intern from their team to help us with other projects, there's opportunities for that.
That's great.
If there's different studies we want to do, like feasibility studies for solar or for charging station or things like that, there's different sets of students who can help with that. There was like a whole list. So Jeff
Yeah.
took better notes than me. I was unfortunately at work and could not put full focus, but they did send a recording as well. So I'll share that out to all of you in case you're interested. Not mandatory watching, but it has a lot of.
So Melissa, they had just reached out to you and said, if you're looking for next guidance on next steps or,
As we participated in the program.
right,
To anybody. So even if we don't want to use their resources right now, 2 to 3 years down the road, we can reach out again and they're going to be here to support.
oh, that's
Yeah,
great.
it's
That's
an
awesome.
incredible program. So
I
we
like
don't have to. it's
That's
not
wonderful.
impact Sensitive, yeah.
They're not like, here's your plan, bye. Okay, that's
Oh,
great.
no. And we can't say that either.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
They won't let us do that. We have a relationship with them that is ongoing with Penn State and then also with the DEP. And the DEP also mentioned that, there are other universities in the area that have programs that they could put us in contact with. For example, Chatham, I believe, has a growing program that if we wanted to partner with somebody locally, because I said, well, is this just Penn State specific? No, you can partner with somebody else locally in case we
Campus is sustainability. That place is amazing.
yeah, okay. Now, the other question I want to ask, were you a member, Carmen, was your group a member of ICLEI when you were,
I don't. That's Pennsylvania
is
specific.
that only Pennsylvania? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, got it.
Because that is something that's to discuss with the town, but there's a fee. I don't think we're ready.
Yeah,
for that
we're
this month,
still,
so
we have a free membership.
after the rest of it.
Yeah, we have 1 year free membership and it's something, you could take it for a spin, but yes.
Okay, what is ICLEI?
So it does several different things, but the primary purpose that we were involved with was for capturing all of our greenhouse gas information for data collection and reporting. But they gave us a little spiel about a bunch of other ways that they can provide resources.
Trying to like sell the
for us.
program.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, but it is a really, really neat tool and it makes data collection and trending much easier than doing it on our own. There,
Excel spreadsheet, that's what I'm hearing.
yeah,
Spell that for the minutes, please.
Yeah, sure. It is ICLEI.
Okay.
And I would just say that if we build the case and we have the green light to move toward platinum, this would probably be a tool. It's $1,800 to join. It might be a tool that we might suggest that could help us in the reduction of greenhouse gas.
Is that an annual fee or a one-time
it's an
fee?
annual fee.
Yeah, okay.
But we don't.
That makes sense.
Get too much into it, but I don't think we're ready for that at this point. I think
Right.
that'll be down the road.
Yeah.
But I will send you all that recording so that if you wanted to learn more as well, feel free.
Okay, great. Anything else on that, Melissa? Anything else for Melissa?
That's all I have.
Wonderful. Okay, community outreach. So the Joanna, you had talked about the productive ecological garden. I know
Yes.
that now we're talking about, the other thing in spring, but
Mhm.
more, recent and specific. Did you want to continue to pursue that?
We are, I believe, continuing to pursue it. He's been very slow getting back, and I did also hand off some of the communication to, I know Liz wanted his information as well to coordinate with him. I don't know where things went on her end as well. I was literally about to get on an airplane when I
Mhm.
sent that to her, so things just kind of dropped off at that point.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys have run into the same problem of he just doesn't respond for a while.
Okay, so he's just slow to respond and
He's
it would be
very-
easiest to connect
Yes.
with him. Okay,
Yes. But he has something kind of put together and ready. It's just setting a date.
okay. So we can see when the HCC is available.
That's what I'm thinking.
And then sometime in August, okay, maybe guess when his schedule,
Let's see.
depending on when he gets back to me.
Yes.
Okay, so just to sort of take a step back, so we have had so far this year, we've had the tree.
Mhm.
Somebody else help me out here. So we've had a tree session. We've had one or two tree sessions.
Just one.
Just one. What other speakers have we had?
Was it?
Yeah, okay, so
Within the last year, we had the, biologist for the.
Right.
Deer.
yeah, but in 2026, so far, we've only had
Well,
one,
so we've had, there was a speaker series on March 5th for trees. On Saturday, March 7th, we had a tree municipality gathering event.
Mhm.
We had Friday, March 20th, a volunteer opportunity for tree adoption kit building. We had Sunday, March 22nd, McCandless 175th tree event for adoption. We had the roadside cleanup.
Yeah. But
what
speakers,
we've
we've
had
really
so
only
far.
had one. I feel like we've had.
Yeah, that's the only speaker series. that we've
Okay,
worked
so we should really try to get another one, and I don't mean just to click a box, I mean to get a good, something that people are interested in, and then we should shoot for something for the fall. Well, the fall we'll have the tree tenders class. So
That's
we're
one
already
thing
scheduled
too,
for that
yes.
October 17th, and that would be quality to the residents. Okay,
But that one is capped. That is the one thing that's a little hard with tree tenders. It's, you can only have so many
Mhm.
where,
5 people.
25 people, where something like an educational speaker, you can have a little bit more.
Yeah.
So hopefully if John comes through, that would be nice too, to have that
Mhm.
additional, just need people to respond to emails.
okay.
Have we tried carrier pigeon?
Not recently, they've been a little hard to get a hold of.
Okay.
Okay, so if we don't have, if we don't have the response from John, what's our plan B for education this year?
I have
Well,
a list of people that were recommended to me by Archie, but we haven't moved forward with any of those people yet.
yeah, what you're talking about is you're talking about the indoor air quality, and Bernie has mentioned that she doesn't see that happening this year.
Well, there's also the bird.
I was gonna say the bird.
Bird Town with Audubon speaker, things like that. They have a lot of.
Yes, yes. So maybe what I should do is maybe I should move forward with the Audubon to see if we can put something together for that.
Mhm.
Yep, okay,
There's a rule we always avoided summertime because it's just really hard to get people there.
okay.
Mhm.
So it's things were in the winter, spring and fall.
Okay.
I also have that one resident who reached out who, what was it, the bird curator for.
I was gonna say, you
the-
worked for the Audubon Society.
That's Jonathan Rice.
Okay,
If Jonathan Rice is listening, that's Jonathan Rice, and he will absolutely do our annual migratory bird walk. So that is a requirement of Bird Town, and he will be doing that. And when we get to it, when we talk about a walk on Potter or Pontiac Park or both, I want to invite John, so he knows what he's talking about. So if he's going to do this walk, he wants to know, it doesn't want to be the first time he's seeing this park.
Okay.
So, I don't know that I'm looking for him to be a speaker.
Okay.
I'm looking for him to be an active walking participant. Yeah, so let me pursue the Bird Town just to maybe it's from the Audubon Society telling people what Bird Town is, something like
There
that.
was also, Millvale did one where they had bird brought to the event too.
Yeah.
A rehabilitation bird as they were talking about things you could do.
Okay.
There's a lot of fun.
Okay. All right. I will move forward on that one.
So you'll take that.
Yeah, I will take that. Okay, indoor air quality, Bernie's already said that won't happen this year. Moving on to garden and park. So that is July 25th. That will be before the next meeting. I will be there. I will have a large, what is it? Poster board, thank you. For the Remarkable Tree Program. I will have one for the residents to sign up their property for deer. And I will have a lot of bird tone information for backyard habitats and different things like that. So I'll have that, and I'll just have some other stuff. It's never something that you need to be overly aggressive about, because all they want to do is talk about deer. And Ken, will you be there? Ken's he's the only guy they want to talk to. I'll talk to 2 people, and he'll talk to 30 people. So as long as Ken's there and I'm there just to, sort of hand him bottles of water, we'll be good. So if anybody wants to join us, they're certainly welcome. And if you don't join us, then please, just stop by and enjoy the garden park. But
Last year, talked to 37 people. 36 of them thought we had a deer problem, and the 37th one had only lived in McCandless for 2 weeks.
And they weren't aware yet?
They still thought they were cute.
Oh.
Ask them this year.
and I will get a hold of Abby because she provides the tent and all the table and all that kind of stuff. So I will talk to her about that, Katie.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. That's Gardner Park, July 25th. National Night Out, August 4th. So again, before the next meeting. This is a little bit squirrely, but National Night Out, and please remind me, Melissa, that's just, we just stand there, right? I mean, information.
We had a spinning wheel for engagement with the kids. We did do the.
Was that or Community Day?
No, that was.
I think it was both.
We did it at both, but you and I were at National Night Out. It was
Yeah.
only like 3 hours last year.
That's right.
Do you know the hours for National Night Out this year?
It is 5 to 7 question mark.
Okay.
Either 5 to 7 or 5 to 8.
Okay.
I think it's 5 to 7.
Here?
Tuesday. Yep, we're here.
Okay. So with that, I will have information. So we know that we have a booth.
Correct.
And we'll just put down information. We'll talk to people because it's really an introduction of, who we are. But there's always a lot of kids. So yeah, we'll have to have something, and I'll just brainstorm. I mean,
So we just do the spinning wheel again.
okay.
But more slices less. I think last time we didn't have enough diversity.
Yeah, right. Okay, so Joanna, why don't I get together with you and we could talk about the graphics for the spinning wheel?
Sure, let me know what you need and I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
cut that out and laminate it
Maybe
again.
Just Velcro them.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I felt that.
Okay.
I'm able to help out here again. I don't know. Who else is able to be there?
I don't think I'll be able to be there, but if you want like prizes for like a game, I have a large amount that were supposed to go to my work that didn't. So if you'd like them, I have a bag.
What are they?
Like little stuffed animals, little like pool toys, like battle rods.
Oh, wonderful.
Perfect price for a kid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Love that.
Yeah, we gave out squishies the last couple of years, but then I heard that like they can explode or something like that because they have oil in them.
Let's
So
go with her.
They're just-
yeah,
The
absolutely.
little ones,
Yeah.
the little ones we were giving out weren't too bad. Some of them though,
The big
yes.
ones, yeah.
Yeah, the big
Yeah.
ones.
The-
yes.
I don't think that would look good on us.
So can you drop your
Give it a
prizes
pull.
down to here?
Yeah.
Sooner than later, then I'll see if,
Yeah.
if we think that we need another 50 of something, I'll get that.
That's good. You gonna be there this year too?
I will be.
Okay. Anybody else want to be there too?
I could probably be there.
It's sort of fun, couple hours.
Yeah, it's fun.
A lot of people milling around.
Okay, good. So now it looks like we have me and Melissa and Audrey. Okay. Okay, good. All right. So that is National Night Out. Wonderful. Lastly, Allegheny County is in the throes of finalizing their climate action plan. They are in phase 3, which is focused on analyzing data, building and strengthening partnerships. Originally, through one of the Rachel Carson Eco Village members. She said, hey, I attended this and they're looking for communities to sponsor, sort of like they would come in here and they would introduce to the township of McCandless, their climate action plan and get feedback. Well, what I've since learned is I've seen that their schedule and they have other things scheduled and they will be at Garden in the Park. So I don't know at this point that I would say, we need to, get behind that and ask for time. And I think that they have enough, they're out there, their vision is getting set out other ways.
So that's just talking about the program?
That's talking about their climate action plan, much like what we did, but what they're doing is they're going around to different places in Allegheny County and soliciting feedback.
The survey.
Yeah.
Which is very.
Because Carmen, you had mentioned that they're actually looking to like start implementing projects as well.
Right, well, when I attended
Okay, I did not. So yeah, please.
I forget what you call it, the thing that they had online.
Mhm.
And what I understood was that they were looking for, that they wanted to present it. They want as much unity behind this as they could possibly get. And I was impressed. They have, very set goals and they have very clear definitions of what they want to do and when they want to do it. So, what I could not understand, and I would like to talk to her more about this, is what are they looking for from other jurisdictions?
Mhm.
Like, I know that there are some towns, and I don't know which ones, that have partnered on with them. So are their goals also that town's goals? Because it's already set up to be very measurable, very concrete
Mhm.
actions that they can find. So
Mhm.
I don't really quite understand what they're looking for, but I'd like to reach out to her
Mhm.
and see if, and then I don't know if we want to have them come in and give us that. I don't know how to do those things here.
Yeah, well.
Is that like, can we have them come in and?
We could, but I guess what I'm saying is that I realize that they're going to be in the community at Garden
Okay.
Park. They are going to have a booth and they will have like-minded people coming and asking them questions. So that's an outreach for them.
Okay,
And there's other places I've seen on their schedule that there's outreaches. And I didn't know that was something that we were prepared to sort of sponsor at this point. Because they're going to be right down the street.
okay. I'm not sure when you say sponsor, I'm not sure exactly how you mean it.
Well, just saying.
How they mean it.
Yeah, well, I understand that, saying that Allegheny County, we have we have asked township management to have a room for you. We've sent out, we've made our room available to you. We're asking our citizens to join in some way, something like that. I just don't know that we can take that on at this point.
Okay,
Just as a weird historic thing, we used to have 3 air monitoring stations in Allegheny County. The one was by the Springdale coal power plant. The one was by the where they make the Coke oven over in Clarington, and the third one was where all the buses idle down at the point. And when I questioned why they chose those 3 spots, said there's a lot of grant money available if we have bad air. So they picked areas that were not necessarily representative of the county. But that's 20 some years ago, so I don't know that that's still.
did they get the grant money?
The air seems cleaner now than it was 20 years ago, probably.
So I think the question is for this committee is because I don't do it in a vacuum. Do we want to pursue sponsoring this for Allegheny County, or do we want to?
I think we need more information. I would like
Okay.
to talk to her and see what is that, what are they looking for exactly
That's great.
and precisely, and what it means for us to take on that role.
Yeah, because it seems like if they are having a cap and going to put a plan in place to improve things, like partnering with them at that stage would be great. I agree that I don't necessarily know that we need to host a meeting to talk about what their plan is. If anybody here is interested, their presentation slides are on their website, so you can download them. So,
Like I said, I was pretty impressed. They seem to have real goals, realistic goals and concrete things to do. So it would help us and it would help them.
Mhm.
But let me talk to them and see what it is
Okay.
specifically.
And maybe that's something you guys want to talk about in your subcommittee.
Yeah, we've talked a little bit about it.
Okay, got it.
Follow-up specifically.
Okay, wonderful. Anything else about that? All right. Birdtown PA update, I will give that. Let's see. So our, Jeff, Melissa, and Liz had a call to PA Audubon, on June 18th. So that was with Nick from PA Audubon, and it really did give us, it clarified a lot about what we should be doing. We changed the committee a little bit. Liz changed some of the names. We have formalized that in a better way. We understand what the requirements are to move up, and in fact, which we're green right now. And, based on everything that we're doing and the information that we gave them on our application, he said that we could probably skip bronze and go to silver. So it's green, bronze, silver, gold. So at this point, we might qualify for that, but now we know how to do that. And, Birdtown is one of those things, again, where I don't want to be acting in a vacuum and I'm sitting over on the website. We'll have to think about how we want to input the work that we're doing in this community, how we want to answer their questions and how we want to sort of, play inside their site. Yeah.
And I would say, I don't want to give more work to anybody, Katie, but this is something where it might be really beneficial to have somebody from the town as like the primary person, but then we support with getting the answers pulled together. But it would just, from a McCandless ownership perspective, be valuable.
Yeah. Like it would be nice to have that. And then just like John Bogarski and I worked on sustainability, it was me from the EAC and then John, and sort of, we came with the EAC side, but then John found the answers internally and put it into, that type of thing. So if we could have Liz and whatever that takes, but a small, subcommittee of people that have ownership for that would be good. We were awarded a $1,000 grant from Pittsburgh Foundation. I mentioned that last time. When we do our walks, we can determine how we want to spend that. We can also apply for an additional Birdtown PA $1,000 mini grant. So Katie, how would we? We would have to apply.
Separate from the one.
This is different. This is an additional $1,000. Yeah, and so I clarified with Nick, and I said, Nick, is this the same one? He goes, no, this is from Birdtown, PA, Heidi Shiver, and you should apply for that. So I know that you are a grant person.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like me to forward that to you?
Please.
Okay,
Mhm.
good. Liz was good enough to build our homepage for McCandless, and she added some events. We can add accomplishments. We can do different things like that. So again, the only last thing I would say is that we need to continue to keep track of all volunteer number. I actually responded. Birdtown newsletter was looking for information from Birdtowns of some things that they've done already this year, and I forwarded her the roadside cleanup, the number of volunteers, the number of bags, and she said fantastic. So our volunteer numbers are really, because of that, and again, Audrey, anything tree related to volunteer, we should keep track of that. And there was a do we have that on the SharePoint yet?
I don't know if we saved. I'll get that up there for the next.
Okay, and I okay.
If it's not already there.
Okay, so that's all. We'll keep track of that. We will need to schedule a bird walk in the fall with Jonathan Rice. Hopefully, will be still committed to it, and we can discuss that at a future meeting. So that is one of the requirements of Birdtown, and we'll do that. We'll do that next week.
Don't forget Latotomy also. They have a big bird program. They've been doing the migrating bird and all of that for many years.
Okay.
So don't, you can take advantage of their experience on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the Christmas bird count and a couple other bird counts.
I was just at a birding class with them like a week or two ago.
That's cool.
Okay, very good. So, catch basin project, we've already had Nadia's update on that, so we're good with that. Department of Conservation grant ideas, I did mention the additional $1,000, which we'll send to Katie. Anything else, Katie, from that standpoint, or anybody else seeing any grant opportunities?
If you see them, send them my way. Don't have to be a Department of Conservation, but if there's something that you see out there that you're interested in or think could benefit the town, please send it to me so we can at least take a look at it.
Okay. So, Potter and Pontiac Park walks, I just think that,
Don't you want to, we've got new members. I think Wallwood should be added in there too.
okay. Yeah.
That's a lot for one day.
It's a lot for one day. That's the only thing about that. So we can do that, and we can, Carmen, we have a trail that Ken designed and helped build and so forth. And it's, 0.93 miles that goes through Wall Park Granite Trail. So we'll have to walk that at some point. So you see,
It just goes through one side of the, most of the acreage is actually on the other side of the creek from where that trail is.
You couldn't find 700s of a trail?
I mean,
You couldn't find 700s of a trail?
well, if it in the way I put it together, it would be, but it was, one of the people working on it decided to take a few shortcuts.
Oh, okay.
So, I'd like to revisit, open days on, at least going Pontiac Park. And Jack, have you been to Pontiac Park?
I've driven by it, so
I mean, how long would it take us to walk? Potter's an hour and a half or so.
Pontiac's like tiny.
Super tiny.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought. So it's not a big
I
commitment.
think it's
we're
one of
talking
our
about-
pocket parks.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think we're talking about 2 hours on a Saturday
How
morning.
many
So,
acres is that?
I can't recall off the top of my head.
Very small. There's not really trails on or anything.
Yeah,
it's
there's
just-
probably no
it's just-
acreage.
Former field site.
Yeah.
We mow it right now.
What are these? They're just parks, little parks.
One of these is new.
So Pontiac Park is a upcoming project the town will be doing. I've mastered the skill of explaining where it is, so don't worry.
Wall Park's about 60 acres
Mhm.
and Potter Park with the addition to it's probably around 30.
And they're new parks. That's great.
They're not, they've been existing parks, just nothing's been done to them.
Wall Park is actually not as new. It's in my district, but so this is CCAC North. That's the 19 North Apartments.
Mhm.
And this tract of land here
Okay.
will be Pontiac Park.
And that's gonna be like a playground area and
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
accessible?
Meadow,
Yeah.
accessible walking
Great
trail.
the bird type.
Mm,
structure.
yeah.
Is it great drive?
Sorry for the chimneys.
yeah, Chimney Swift.
So I know it's going to be meadow there,
The purple
which
parkings
makes me
or whatever.
excited.
I don't know if it's.
And the bat box.
Yeah,
But
that,
it's gonna look like as far as.
And the chimneys,
That's what
I've been
I'm
on their case for, and they've done some of it, but putting the bat box on the east side.
It's one thing.
Mhm.
but it's
well,
another
this,
thing, like-
these are the types of things. So,
It's gonna maintain.
so do we all agree that we should walk? I mean, if we're going to, if the EAC is going to, have some advisement on these parks, these very raw, parks, and also if we're thinking about Eagle Scout projects or Boy Scout projects, or community projects, volunteer projects, we need to walk these properties and at least come back to this meeting and say, this is something that we see opportunities for. And everybody's agreement that we should be doing this?
Mhm.
Okay, good. And so do we want to do this? We certainly want to do it before October, because that's going to be the migratory bird walk. Do we want me to sort of go and find out open dates for everybody for 2 hours on a Saturday morning?
This is a rough time of the year with it hot and the bugs and the weeds.
Yeah,
September.
I don't mind September, but yeah, we have to commit to it though. Okay.
Yeah, can we kind of bundle into the discussion we have afterwards? And I don't know if it's possible, but I know like kind of there are some areas that are like large that are mowed. And I'm curious, would it be possible to potentially convert some of that to meadow? Because I'm curious, would it end up being less maintenance in the future if you no longer have to mow some of those large areas.
Sometimes they
that's-
still mow like once or twice a year, but it's not.
But not like every couple weeks or
That's
whatever.
why I gave Joanna the contact with the county, because the county's been having an active program in all their county parks, a couple of the meadow programs here. And so they've already got the expertise and all of that. There's no, they can say, this is how to do it.
Right. Excellent, yeah.
So am I leaving park walks date planning on the agenda for next month, and we'll discuss the September date?
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
So there's too many spider webs in the woods now.
Just make you go first.
Oops, did I say that out loud?
I walk
With a stick.
I always have a stick.
That in Florida.
Walked into too many spider webs.
Ugh.
There's one perch right up.
Okay, so. Very good. That's on next time. And, okay, so moving on. Nadia, thank you for the tip. Yeah, so the
Yeah, the 4th of July.
holiday, yeah, very nice. August McMail tip. What can we do with August McMail tip?
What have we done in the past?
When in doubt, bees.
Win it out.
We just bead.
I know. I know.
It's
Bees?
all bees all the time.
Bugs, guys.
That's what I mean.
I've got so many, anything that it blows out. It's just milkweed.
We can do monarchs.
There's so many moths. And so I finally saw a monarch this morning.
Ooh, nice.
But, you know, the bumblebees and all of that, it's, they attract a lot of pollinators.
Historically, in August, we've done e-waste and tree planting, wildlife, not feeding them, garden tips. 2 years we did invasive plants, and 2 years we did stormwater.
Struck your fancy.
I don't have the time.
Yeah, so, yeah, I still, I don't think we've touched on, recycling or anything like that lately.
I would love to have a recycling tips and just tell my neighbors to not put the recycling in a trash bag.
You want to take that one?
Yeah, and, you know, I was just at, any event you go to, this is just I don't understand why we can't recycle more. It's just, it's so frustrating. And even if you attempt to, and even if you put things on like Community Day or National Night Out or whatever that it is, it's gonna be tainted. You're gonna find a hoagie in the blue recycling thing. And we just can't win that battle. And I think that somehow along the way, we have to be able to educate people better. That's one of the wins I'd really like to come away with.
I think a good thing to put in there, just like talking to people I know, like I feel like within the past 10 years, a lot of the McCandless specific and like the whatever waste company we work with has kind of like changed of like pizza boxes. Yeah, recycle them. And then 2 years later, don't recycle them. Recycle it again. And like glass, that's fine. Do it. Don't.
Lack of
But, like,
consistency.
it would be great if you could just put in like, these are the things you can, these are the things you can't, and just like a clear updated.
We all sent out a mailer at the end of the year.
Cheat sheet.
Oh.
I actually printed out and hang it right above my recycling.
Oh, nice.
So
For all these things.
that sounds like the basis for the thing is to get that cheat sheet and
Yeah.
just make that into
Just the link for
Basically,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you wanna tackle it?
especially since we're going more towards visuals, that's something I have a background in and I can use Canva myself, so I could do a little bit to try to.
But also.
Help Liz out on that side.
You can use what already exists, since waste
Yeah.
management has one out there.
And it'll tie in with our National Night Out spinning wheel and, you know,
That's-
and, yeah,
Actually, if
That's
you
actually
guys
really
want
good.
that cheat sheet printed out to give out to people.
absolutely.
We can.
Do we have a copy of the cheat sheet?
Somewhere waste
I can
management.
get you one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have it in my box of goodies.
Okay.
For these things. So, yeah, so we should do that and, you know, maybe a reminder of, you know, now we take 5 and glass is
Mhm.
highly recyclable and, you know, things like that. Maybe we
It's
just
not
want to,
really about the numbers, it's more about the shapes.
yeah, that's true.
Very different.
Yeah, yeah.
Changing.
If you haven't done the tour down at Neville Island, it's amazing. They actually have the AI involved that hits it with a puff of air and kicks it over this way. And it's just pretty amazing to watch.
I don't know if it's appropriate, so I'll ask the question. Just in talking about educating people, at some point, I think if we could put together a list of little kid books that are centered on the environment and bees and is that?
Oh,
You don't know what you've just.
I could,
Upon us.
yes, I could do something like
You
that.
don't-
Well, I could never help with something like that.
What we do have is we have coloring books for litter, and we have something else from Arvid Venkat's office on something else. I think there's another coloring book on
There's a
something,
bunch
but
of, but we've been using the same ones.
We
for a
have.
while,
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
No,
with
I
the
meant
big
more like the
kids.
tips then.
Yeah.
Just,
Mhm.
these are books if you want to introduce your kid to
Mhm.
these. These are some
It's a
really
fun
funny
idea.
books.
It'd be great to do that in conjunction with the library too.
I think so. That's what I was gonna,
Like tell them like, hey, we want to do this. We want to promote the library, the circulation at Northland.
I've reached out to them for lots of different things. Their children's librarians are fantastic. Perfect. So
Maybe even like before school starts, this is the back to school thing. For September, school started.
you're having 2 tips now?
No, I think that's a good.
Done it too.
You can have the September tip.
I feel like a volunteer.
You never want to say anything. So PA has, and I can't think what the name of their litter program is. They might have this available. They might have these coloring books that you speak of. Oh, that's litter. No, you're talking about
Like recycling.
basically.
General books,
Yeah.
a whole bunch. Why shouldn't you litter and why should you promote bees and
Mhm.
what about the butterflies and you'd be good at that.
DEP, maybe DEP has children's.
I'm sure the library.
The Tree Pittsburgh also, I know, has some education that's directly targeted towards children. So they might have some resources also.
Oh, cool.
Okay. I'm gonna actually look on
The
DEP
Audubon
site
even
and see if there's anything.
has
You
children's
can
area.
Yeah.
look as well on the PA DEP site and see if there's anything for kids that you're thinking about. Thank you. Share anybody, anything else that we haven't shared from our outreaches or relationships?
I can circle back to the social media post on pollinators. That did very well. I was really pleased with how it all came together. I don't know if anybody is has, yeah, but it's very cool. And it's all my own pictures, which was really cool too.
Yeah, was it the Liz thing on Instagram or whatever?
Yeah, it was on, and it had like a bee and that was not mine.
did
And
see
then
that.
everything else was
Yeah.
like, those were all of my photographs. So,
Yeah.
and then I wrote little captions for things. It
Mhm.
was neat.
Okay. Next is the EAC homepage. I don't want to call it a homepage, sort of the additional pages in the mission statement. And Audrey, you had put together something. I started getting into it because once you started getting into it, you can't not get into it. So I started getting into it. I started realizing that here I am looking at, your work, which is the basis for what I was doing. And I'm sort of picking away and I'm doing this and I'm thinking, we probably need a little subcommittee on this. And I think that, you have a lot of things going on. So, I would like to be involved in that. I think that I think there's so much we can do with this. And Liz should help us. And, anybody who else has experience. Yeah. How do you feel about that? If we sort of took that away and ran with it a little bit?
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I sent it to Liz like 2 weeks ago and I haven't
Yeah.
heard any feedback. So, if somebody wants to take that on and revise, it's just
Yeah.
a starting point.
Yeah, I think you built the foundation and I found myself adding on to this and adding on to that and adding on to this. And I just thought, here I am sitting here doing this by myself. I should do this, with other people. So you have so much that I'd like to sort of move forward with that if you're okay with that.
Sure.
Okay,
And then we would bring it back to this group for,
absolutely.
Right?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. This is a project. This is a work in progress. Yeah. Okay,
I'm gonna add that to the good section then, with the two of you.
yes. Mhm. And Katie, are you okay? I mean, Liz obviously would have a lot to do with that.
Yeah, I think, so Liz sort of built that initial document that she had sent Audrey based on like looking at Pine, looking at Franklin, sort of looking at these web pages, that general information is out there, and then we can take that and refine that however you would like.
That's great. Very good. We're getting places here. Regional EAC meeting, which is next week, the 16th, at Marshall. I will be there. Anybody else is welcome. Okay, Melissa will be there. Nobody needs to commit, but everybody is welcome, and it's always, you were at the last one.
I do have a question on that.
Sure.
Is everybody welcome to
Mhm.
that one?
Yeah. That's, yeah.
I was gonna say, if we all run into each other at the grocery store, this better not be. Did we figure out what building that's in? Okay,
I'll find out. I'll flesh that up and I'll send it to
Send
everybody.
it to everybody.
Absolutely. Okay.
Is that a meeting of all the EACs?
For the
in
North
area?
Hills area.
They've been valuable in the past where other townships have figured out how to do something and we can learn from them and so forth. So
Yeah.
it's a good networking.
We only did our first one a couple months ago, so this is.
It's only been recent that it's been reactivated.
yeah, apparently it used to exist. And like, I know Marshall is a new EAC, and so they are.
Make me feel old.
Mhm.
I was around when we did all that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we need you to keep doing that. So it is very, very useful. We will be there. The last one was at Pine and we came away. I thought everybody thought there was great value. So, we'll do it again. Pretty easy stuff.
And that's at 6?
It's it. Oh, no, I'll send the email back up.
Thanks, sorry. I didn't put that in my calendar.
It is at, I said at 7.
Okay,
We do need to check.
7 is probably,
Yes, I'll verify, through them and make sure nothing's changed or anything like that. Okay.
And you'll send the address.
I will. So there is a We Can Serve PA 2026 EAC conference. It's in October 24th. This is just the build up to this in Fort Washington, PA from 8:30 to 3. Okay, we're not committing to that yet. It is in Fort Washington, which is
it's outside of Philly.
Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty good ride. But that conference and it's an EAC conference and they are saying, please come, please come, please come. Prior to that, they are asking all EACs in the network, PA network, if they want to submit a session proposal, it would have to be by July 24th. So it would be one of us saying, yes, we want to take this on and propose that we do something. So I'm just throwing it out to the group. I'm not going to put together a session proposal, but if somebody else feels strongly about that, please let me know if they want to do that. But my guess is that if you do that, then you're saying that you want to be also going to the conference in October.
And they did also say the majority of EACs in the state are located on that side,
Yes.
but they are going to hold events over on the side at some point now that they know there are several.
It is, and from having been on boards that we dealt that way. Once you get on the other side of Harrisburg, it's how things are done and what is done is very different. And they don't understand us and we didn't understand them.
The green men don't understand the blue men. So, and some of the ones that they said, data centers, sustainability, communication and public relations, future proofing municipal codes through sustainable zoning, measuring success. I mean, those are all, great. I mean, those are great sessions. But I don't know that I'm able to speak to any of them and wouldn't suggest that I could. So
They have it on a Saturday?
Yeah, so it's like a conference essentially. And
It's a pretty long ride over there.
yeah,
It's not a one day.
you could take the train that go around the horseshoe bend.
The train's very slow.
We actually took my granddaughter to.
Do you know how much you can knit on that train? A lot.
Probably every 2 weeks for
Oh.
her allergy testing.
So you're out there?
Oh, wow.
They're very aggressive with their
Mhm.
allergy testing. So we hike up there. My daughter hikes up there. every
Yeah.
2 weeks.
If someone could fly to Philly, we have
Yeah.
a Pittsburgh to Philly
Not
flight.
fire.
So with that, Carmen, what we'll do is, again, if anybody is interested in submitting a session proposal, just let me know. But beyond that, we can talk about the conference and, as we get closer to October, in case maybe it's convenient for you or something.
Thank you.
Something to throw out there when we're talking about going over on the other side of Harrisburg. Hawk Mountain is internationally known for the migrating birds. And so, when we're talking about Bird Town and things like that, maybe trying to organize a trip of interested people to go over there. I mean, I was over there in the spring one year. One of the most impressive things I've ever seen, a goshawk, they were migrating back up. So it's down in the valley, and just watching that bird work its way up, over a 600-foot elevation change and flying like 20 feet over top of you. I mean, it just still sends chills. Just amazing to watch. And in the fall, you've got all the migrating birds, and you've got a lot of people that are very knowledgeable. So it's a really worthwhile trip if we do something like that.
Okay.
Are we allowed to sponsor trips?
Yeah,
Member that wants to attend?
yeah, the other, okay, that's on the next one. Okay, so moving on then, town information, so report from town council.
Nothing too significant. I guess I'll reiterate what I've said before is that try to lobby the EAC commit. I think a majority of I think all the councilmen, actually, members of council, would like to see other action with other communities in controlling deer. Like, because we can't do it on our own, but we'd like to see other communities take action as well.
I've been talking with the Latotomy, and I talked to, she's now the parks manager for all the county parks.
Mhm.
She's says that's above her weight class. But we're trying to get Latotomy to really beat on needing to get a call program into the park.
Good.
And so I'm hoping that we can work with, North Park on that if that can get moved along. There's a lot of politics involved. in
Yeah.
So Ken, as you talk to white-tailed deer, and did you, Carmen, are you up to suburban white-tailed? Are you up to speed on, okay, do you want to take 5 minutes on that?
We have a huge deer problem. I mean, there's no regeneration in any of our forests. All of our native wildflowers and weeds and everything are gone. So that affects the pollinators. It devastates the whole ecosystem. Like the number of birds I have at my house and the variety of them is significantly changed. So we've been trying to do a program with archery hunting. It's difficult to do because, like with this housing development across the street from us, there's 3 people in there that don't want to permit it. And so we can't because of safety zone issues. With archery, it's a 50-yard safety zone. So from your front porch, it's 50 yards. So like that really limits where you can do things. And so we have archery hunters that some of them are harvesting 6 and 8 deer. And that the deer go down to Kips and Carnegie and are added to the food program. So it goes out to share the harvest. It goes out to all the food programs. And so what we've been harvesting roughly 60 to 70 deer with archery. And we're harvesting triple that with our cars. I didn't bring it. I got a report from the police.
I actually hit a deer right after the most recent council meeting.
And
I'm fine. My car wasn't damaged or anything.
That's good.
and what happens is that deer goes in and it dies in somebody's backyard or
Mhm.
whatever. It doesn't necessarily, when you hit a deer, you don't necessarily become immobile and the deer's dead. They run back into the woods. So what we're trying to do, I've been calling it enhanced management. It's a call where what we were going to do, if we got the paperwork through with the game commission, because it has to be done after all the archery seasons and everything. We were going to put bait out in 9 different locations in the township. And then at night, Suburban Whitetail, are, they've gone through the process of being permitted to use suppressor rifles with night vision to go in and harvest a deer from like 20 feet away. And harvesting 150 deer the first year, seeing how that goes. And then going to 300 hopefully after that. When you have an area that can hold 100 deer and we're at 200 deer, the devastation that does is you need to knock the deer population back down to 50 for 5 to 7 years for things to regenerate. Once we hit the deer population down, we can get into our green space like Wall Park and things like that and really get on the invasives and start to try to reestablish the native plants and so forth. But it's senseless to try to do that until you have the deer population down.
And it's also something on council that we have outlined as one of our top priorities. Part of it, Nick Giorgetti, my colleague, and Joe Wall, my colleague in Ward 5, and Nick in Ward 3. One issue I had when I door knocked, it was almost hilarious, not disparaging, but like everyone would say deer. I go to another door, deer, and it just would. Joanne, can testify to that.
It's my front yard. I'm 5 feet away.
Yeah.
That's the dog giving birth to 2 fawns.
I think he sent me that video.
And Carmen, so you know that this committee was unanimous in their support of the expanded enhanced. And we did say that in front of council, and we were in support of that. So I think that helped, and I think that that let residents to know where the EAC stood on that, because of the projects, the fundamental nature of our projects is that the trees can't be eaten. The native species can't be just mowed down. If this is what we're promoting and this is what we're doing, fundamentally we have to get a hold of the deer.
Every council member supports this.
And last year I had the Pennsylvania Game Commission whitetail deer biologist, Janine Flagel, came in and she did a talk. We filled up the whole room there, and I thought it was a perfect opportunity for people that were against it to be there, and there wasn't anybody that was against it. And people trying to figure out how they, anyway.
If you're against it, it's
So-
very unpopular in McCandless.
I know you had to go through, the town had to go through an extra application process to get this done.
Mhm.
And it seems like talking at the North Hills EAC meeting, lots of people have problems with deers. Are the town councils talking, it seems like if we could get a block of municipalities together to all work together to do this would be more
I
productive.
had
That's
a,
what Katie's asked, or
Okay.
that's what Jack is asking.
And-
Yes.
Right.
Franklin Park was part of with the people that were using Suburban Whitetail, and they've backed out. I'm not sure what they're doing in Franklin Park at this point. They've changed leadership there and so forth. Ross has a call. City of Pittsburgh is doing a call. They're doing it the very expensive way. They have Department of Agricultural sharpshooters. Fox Chapel's been doing it for years. They use the police to shoot the deer. Hampton has more hunting. Their issue isn't quite as bad.
Okay.
Pine again has more hunting. Their issue isn't quite as bad. But when you go through North Park or Wall Park or Potter Park, it's devastation. I mean,
Yeah.
and part of,
that's part of the reason why I wanted to do a hike up at my cabin so that people could see what wood's actually supposed to look like.
Yeah.
and I had a conversation with Chief Hawk a couple months ago. And he actually talked to Fox Chapel. And one of the things they said was that, it has to be like a united front. It can't be like one township at a time type situation, because, there's no wall around Fox Chapel or McCandless to keep the deer out.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, would it be possible to start communication between the different town councils? Because it seems like that's kind of going to be required,
Oh, yeah,
If you wanna-
definitely.
create a united front.
Every municipality has to do their own thing with the game commission.
Mhm.
And there's.
But coordination.
It's a lot more complicated than I was led to believe by the people that I talk with,
Yeah.
because we've not got it done the last 2 years.
Yeah, but I wonder if like sharing experiences and how you answer things, like shared knowledge might also help improve the ease, maybe? I don't know.
The public is, I mean, that's, at this point, that's a non-issue.
Right.
That was a huge concern
Mhm.
initially, and it's really a non-issue now.
Yeah.
People want something done. At my house, I can shoot them, but then my one neighbor's, my 85-year-old neighbor likes to watch the deer, so I can't have one die where she can see it die. And I've got another neighbor with 2 young children in the same.
Yeah.
So I can't do it. And I mean, for me to have a dozen deer in my backyard is normal, but I go out to practice my bow, they get in the way of my target.
And that is a problem.
But it's a problem that can't really be addressed by archery.
Mhm.
So we do have a program right now, or we do not?
We do. So, Ken, if you want to
We
explain.
have an archery program.
Okay.
Okay, now, anybody can hunt, like at my house, if I have my neighbor's permission within 50 yards, I can hunt. You don't need to be part of suburban whitetail. And we do have people that hunt, that way on their property. There's several people that have multi-acre properties that they don't let suburban come in there, they hunt it themselves. But most people have very small plots, and it's very difficult to get to be able to meet the state guidelines on the 50 yards. So we have suburban whitetail that people can have them come in. Those are certified hunters. They have insurance, liability insurance. And they have different rules, like they have to shoot a buck. They have to shoot a doe before they can shoot a buck, and so forth. We're in special regulations area 2B, because the Game Commission calls us 2B. And there's basically unlimited antlerless permits because it's a problem. And they want hunters to shoot them. The problem I get with the people hunting between my house and North Park is most of them are trophy hunting. And, they're not shooting the does, and I try to tell them if you shoot the does, that makes the bucks have to look more to find a doe, so you have a better chance of getting them. But that doesn't seem to work with them. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Did I bore you all for 5 minutes?
No, very informative.
So we will mention at the next event, the regional event. But Audrey's suggested.
She's right.
Yeah,
But I also think that having support from their EACs can help, like you guys being very supportive
absolutely.
of ours.
The first archery deer program was actually in North Park over 30 years ago. I came down to the first, because deer weren't as big an issue at that point. And I came down here, and the only 2 complaints even at that time was a buck running around with an antler in it, with an arrow in it. And that was a bandit, meaning it wasn't part of the program in the parks. And again, it's only certified hunters. They're given an area that you will hunt this area. You can't go anywhere else. This is your area. And so everything is very organized and reported and everything. But so it's been done for over 30 years in the park. But like we're discussing with the interconnection of the different municipalities, they start archery hunting in North Park. They just come across Pewdie Drive and hang out over here because no one's hunting them over here. So it's, deer aren't dumb.
Except when they're cars.
But we all love to see deer until they're in front of our car.
Yes. As I learned a few weeks
And we
ago.
all love to see the 2 fawns frolicking in our backyard until we realize mom just ate all of our flowers.
Mhm.
Okay, Katie, anything from the township that we should know? Any other relevant news?
Nothing, thank you.
Okay, topics for next month. So September McMail tip. Community day planning. Okay, we will have our discussion about September group walk.
So for right now.
Yeah.
I have basic project updates, including the tree program, rain garden climate action plan, and then the EAC homepage mission statement.
Mhm.
Does Deer pop back up next month, or is that in September?
archery season starts mid-September.
So do you want it on the agenda for next month, or do you want to hold until our
It's
September meeting?
probably good to start it next month because I get a police report,
I'll go ahead and put you
and
back on
start
the
getting-
agenda as well.
that will be a dissertation, that'll be a 2-minute.
Okay, then I have under community outreach, we have a garden in the park recap, we have a national night out recap. We're gonna have community day planning, we'll do speaker series follow-up.
Mhm.
Under open initiatives, I have Bird Town PA update, Department of Conservation grants in case there are any more, park walks, planning a date for September. Under miscellaneous,
Mhm.
and putting the 2027 budget and planned expenditures, which I see here.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, September McMail Regional EAC meeting recap and general updates. And then we're having our town council and township reports like usual. So that's.
Okay, great. Well, you already have that built for next, okay, that's great. That's great.
So if anybody wants to walk Wall Park or Potter Park, just give me a call. I'll be happy to show you through.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, anything else?
But you walk front to get the spider.
That's why he wants us to join him.
Can I have a motion to adjourn this meeting? Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Great. Very good. Thank you, everybody. Great meeting. No, Ken, we needed that, right? We wanted that.
Each year.
I asked you, remember that? I mean,